What's up, fellow foodies? Tonight, we've got a little, something special for you. We're not only making something completely different, but we have a new chef in the house. Meet Chef Sasha. She likes to cook things up in her litter box every day and, well, scratch the crap out of me. But that's okay. She's a kitten. She doesn't really know any better, but, yep, meow. Meet Chef Sasha. She's going to help me cook today. I'm going to go ahead and put her down now. What I'm making for you today are pork chops. Now, pork chops are pretty basic and simple. I've got some really nice ones here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I already have them salted and peppered. That is all we're using is salt and pepper. Why? Because I have brown sugar, a half a pound of bacon, and 2 apples. I have a Pink Lady and a Red Delicious. If you are not very well educated on your apples, I suggest that you try a lot of different ones because they do have completely different flavors. And that is what we're doing tonight. I'm going to essentially put all of this together in some bacon fat. When I cooked this bacon earlier, I saved the fat. It's actually on the stove, very hot right now. I'm going to add the apples, the bacon, and the brown sugar. Oh, it's going to be absolutely delicious. I'm going to put this over the top of these, whatever they grade pork at. I don't know. It's a high quality pork product. Yeah, I'm going to put some of that on top of it. I've got some Au Gratin potatoes already in the oven. And, you know, I like to add extra cheese and I beat the crap out of some croutons and add, you know, the crunchy onion thing, the original fried onions, they call them. It's just a fried onion. Use whatever you like. That's what I like to do. So, let's get to it. This is a very simple recipe, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're not making a compote or anything here. It's not even a sauce. It's just kind of a weird thing. My grandmother used to make this when I was a child. I can't remember the recipe. I was like 6. But I think I kind of have it nailed. So a little bit of salt, no pepper. A little bit of salt, the apples, and yeah, what I've done here is I have peeled them and just diced them up. Cook some bacon, cut it up, brown sugar. Let's see what happens. Check this out. You can see this is very hot, like extremely hot. And I reserve all of the bacon grease here, all of it. And so I'm going to put my bacon in. You can see that that's cooking right away. Put my apples in. And I've got about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. At this point, I'm literally just going to mix it around. That's it. That's all we're doing. Do not overcook your bacon. Do not overcook your bacon because we're cooking it twice. So if you make it blackened and gross, even if you like it that way, when you go ahead and you're going to dump it in. So you go ahead and dump it in and you cook it twice. It's going to be overcooked. So undercook it just a little bit because, well, we're cooking it again. And just keep it moving. We want the fat and the sugar to essentially caramelize and make it kind of like soft and sweet. We don't want a hard apple here. Not at all. So we're going to just move this around. One of the tricks here is I've got carrots. I love carrots. They're one of my favorite things. When I take these apples out, I'm actually going to use just a tiny bit of the bacon fat / caramelized brown sugar. I'm going to put it in with the carrots. And then I'm going to cook the crap out of those carrots. It's going to be great. And then I put the apples and stuff on top of the pork chops. Oh, well, we all know how to cook pork chops, right? It's just a few minutes on each side, and then you're good. You don't have to make them shoe leather, so don't do that. Yeah, check this out. Just keep stirring it. Yeah, it looks kind of funky at this point, but I guarantee you it's going to be delicious. Now, what we're going to want to do, because there's a lot of fat and a lot of sugar in here, is we're going to want to taste it for flavor. Sometimes you actually do need to add salt, and you wouldn't think if you're making something that's like sweet and delicious that you would add salt, but salt brings out a flavor. You don't want salty flavor, you want salt to bring out flavor, and it actually does that. So be very conservative with your usage of salt. You don't want to use too much and then it just tastes like a salty apple. That's not what we're going for here. We want something that's like sweet and decadent. I have turned down my heat a little bit. I'm going to turn down it, excuse me, I'm going to turn it down a little more. We don't want to overcook the bacon. We're trying to like get a nice, like, rich, savory flavor out of this dish. At this point, I think I might need to add a little bit more brown sugar. I'm not quite sure. With that said, we'll be back in a moment. I'm probably going to just add a little bit of brown sugar, probably another quarter cup. I want these like sweet and like savory, and there's one missing ingredient that I haven't shown you yet. Cinnamon. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon, a little pat of butter, and a little bit of brown sugar. Oh, that should elevate it, but we'll see. And once again, I know I'm not wearing my Kick-Ass Eats t-shirt, but that little kitten, Chef Sasha, well, she decided to shred it up and make a nest out of it, so I have to order more. So I'm going to add some cinnamon, a little pat of butter. See you in a minute. Here's the cool part. This apple bacon grease, buttery, whatever you want to call it. It's not quite a compote. Delicious. Look at this. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. One of the things that we're going to want to do is kind of pull it to one side, because we want to reserve this. We want to keep this. We want to, you know, eat this as its own thing. Well, I'm making carrots. Now, I've got some butter in there with my carrots. They're just canned carrots. Nothing, you know, crazy special or anything. But I'm going to pour a little bit of this in there. Oh, that's giving me a hard time. It's okay if you get a little bit of bacon in there. Who doesn't like bacon, right? And at this point, I'm just going to cook them. They're canned carrots. I mean, there's really no crazy awesome technique for cooking canned carrots aside from flavoring them a little bit, which is what I'm attempting to do here. Just a little bit of that liquid. Cool. At this point, what I'm going to do is reserve these. I'm going to go ahead and stick them into a bowl. I've got a giant bowl here. And then I'm going to start to cook my pork chops. And these are some good looking pork chops. And we're going to take those apples and put them right on top of them. Oh, it's going to be amazing. My gratin is still in the oven. I think it's about done, actually. Not exactly sure, because, well, I haven't checked on it in a moment. So what I'll do is I will take my apples, dump them into the bowl. With my bacon, oh my lord. Oh. Oh. With that cinnamon and that brown sugar, it's going to be amazing. So, I'll go ahead and set those to the side. Now, I've got my little mini things because, well, we don't want to burn ourselves. I mean, I do that all the time, but it's not a thing. And I'm going to pull that out of the oven. It's got extra sharp cheddar. Man, it's got crunchy onions. And it's actually burning the crap out of me right now. So I'm going to set it down. Yeah, that's hot. So I'm going to let that rest. While that rests, I'm going to cook my carrots with a little bit of that brown sugar, bacon, like, oh, goodness. And pork chops. I mean, pork chops, these little guys right here, pretty sure you know how to do that. If you don't, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below, especially how you like to cook your pork chops. Sometimes I do them on the grill, sometimes I do them in a skillet. I'm going to take these guys, I'm just going to throw them in a skillet. Let me know what you prefer. Let me know if you got a question about anything, and I will answer. These are going to be deliciousness, and I will show you the final plating. A couple things to do, and we're in business. Oh, this is going to be good. I've been waiting for it all day. All day long. Yes. Let's get it. Stay foodie, and I'll see you in a moment. Oh my Lord. This amazing. I took some of the bacon fat with the sugar and stuff, and I made what I call Christmas carrots because they just taste like Christmas. Oh man, Santa brought me a present, I tell you what. Amazing. Brown sugar, bacon fat. You do have to put a little bit of salt in it, but not enough to make it salty, just enough salt to bring out the flavor. That's how you're supposed to use salt. Not to make things taste salty, unless you want like a saladito, or however they call them, salted plums. That you want salty, but carrots, no. They're inherently sweet, so you want to bring out the sweetness. That brown sugar, oh, amazing. I've already taken a serving out, as you can see, for Chef Lynn. These are gratin potatoes, but I put the crunchy onions and I put the cheese on it, and I do it a little bit differently. It tastes so much better. If you'd like me to see, well, maybe you don't want to see me make this, because I wind up eating half of it while I'm doing it. Let me know in the comments below. I'll show you how to do the croutons. I do believe I have before. I'll have to go back through my videos. Oh, these apples with this bacon. My grandmother used to make something like this. But I was a child. I couldn't remember the recipe, so I tried to replicate it as best as I could. It tastes almost exactly the same. So, I present to you, fellow foodies, gratin, Christmas carrots, and a nice apple, cinnamon, bacon pork chop. I hope you can see that. I don't want to tilt it too much because if I drop Chef Lynn's food, she's probably not going to be too happy with me, and then Sasha the cat's going to scratch me up some more, so I don't want to drop it. But here we go. Yeah, it's amazing. I have already tested it because you have to test your food to check for seasonings and things like this. We've talked about this before, but here it is. It's a bacon, apple cinnamon pork chop with Christmas carrots and gratin with crunchy onions and a lot of extra cheese. You know I love cheese. I mean, I'm a little cheesy myself. What can you say? So, yes, make this. Try it. Please like, subscribe, share, and remember, stay foodie. I'll see you soon.